Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jimmy Kim, and this week on Wednesdays with Jimmy, we're going to talk all about retargeting, how you do it, what you need to do. This is episode 18 of Wednesdays with Jimmy. All right, so last week I dropped a video called The 3 Types of Traffic, and I read your comments, and one of the #1 comments that we kept seeing was talking more about retargeting and how it works. So what I did was, I'm gonna jump to my computer and I'm gonna show you an exact walkthrough, step by step of exactly how retargeting works, how you can use it on your pages, and some real results that we've done with retargeting in our company as well. So I'm gonna jump over here, I'm gonna have a handy dandy paintbrush so you guys can see the diagram of exactly how it all works, and I'm going to really dive into retargeting, exactly how it is. So let's jump over to my computer right now. All right, guys, we're on my computer now, and I'm going to talk all about how retargeting works, and I'm going to show you exactly how you use retargeting in your marketing so that you have a perfect idea of how it really works. All right, so this is how it really works. All right, so I'm using my fancy dancy notepad here. You're going to see it. So this is your website. Or your website. This could be anything from your landing page to whatever you want to do, right? So depending on the pixel code that you're going to get, right? So I'm going to draw these 2 little circles here, right? These are going to be your pixel codes depending on what you're looking to do. So let's put here Facebook pixel code, and we'll go ahead and put your Google pixel code, right? Retargeting code. So this is Google retargeting, all right? And I'm going to show you mostly on Facebook because as a newbie, if you're brand new to doing this or you haven't done it, Facebook is the easiest way to do retargeting. With Google, it becomes a little bit more tougher, but they've got a great tutorial on how to do it. With Facebook, I don't think they've got a really good tutorial, so we'll serve this as the tutorial to do it for you right now. All right, so a person, right? So we're going to go ahead and draw some little circles here. These are the visitors of your site, okay? So we'll just draw a bunch of circles. Excuse my artwork, of course, as always. And these people visited your site. These are your visitors, okay? These are your visitors, right? So they visit your website, whatever it may be, your e-commerce store, your website, your landing page, whatever it may be, they visit your site. Now, the goal of this is very simple. When they visit your site, it automatically deploys to the pixels that you have on your page. So it would be your Facebook pixel or your Google pixel that you have set up. And what happens is it automatically deploys and it builds an audience, right? What that audience list is pretty interesting, right? So when you build that audience, it's people that have visited your site and they track them to either their Gmail account, for example, or their Facebook account, and they find them, and it's usually IP based. So it's not only by a cookie on your computer, but they'll also trace the IP. So if you're on that computer now, so they'll go and go, okay, this IP is usually used for me, for example, right? So then I jump on my mobile phone, for example, and they still follow me around because the way they're doing that is very simple. That pixel is tracing your IP and then matching that IP up to you, which is actually really funny. So if I buy if I buy a watch like this watch here, and I decided that I want to go ahead and retarget that watch to people, everyone in that IP range. So if I do it in my office or I do it at home, everybody in that home IP group could actually start seeing the retargeting, which is actually really funny. There's been a lot of great cartoons around it. So let's say here you've got your visitor, they visit your website and they jump on and they get pixel coded. What happens is you literally go and you're getting called from the company. So let's just say we're going to go ahead and use Facebook. So just to keep this really simple, we're going to say that we're just doing Facebook retargeting since it's the easier one of the 2 when it comes down to it. What you're doing is you're going to go into this, and from there it's going to get feeded into your right here. We'll call this there, and that's your Facebook advertiser account. Okay, this is your Facebook advertiser account. It's inside your Facebook. It's let me just put a URL here. It's business.facebook.com, and this is what's going to happen. You're literally going to grab your pixel, and because it fires, you're going to be able to find it inside your pixel account. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second, so don't worry, just hang tight. Now, what happens is when you make an ad, so whatever the ad is, let's just say it's a video or an ad or whatever it may be. I'm just going to pretend this is an ad. Your Facebook ad, you're gonna make your Facebook ad. What happens is the Facebook ad calls from your advertiser and says, hey, bring me the audience that you built for Facebook pixel code. And that will allow you to build a Facebook pixel code based around exactly that. And then from there, that ad can direct them back to whatever site. Now, in most cases, people will either direct them back to their website, like this right here, to bring them back to the website, or they'll take them to a completely different web page, right? Now, here's what's important. I'm going to give you some tips here when you're doing your Facebook ad. Your Facebook ad has to be really simple. Be transparent. You know, what I've noticed that in the past that's worked very, very well for me is that you need to let them know, hey, thanks for visiting our site. Hey, thanks for coming by. Hey, you checked out my my watch, for example, and you didn't want to, you didn't purchase or whatever it may be when it comes down to it to do that exactly. Now, what gets really cool with this, and I know you were thinking already, how come people aren't able to, when they make a purchase, stop seeing that advertisement? And this is something that gets a little bit more high level, but you can actually do an exclusion. So when you grab that Facebook pixel, what's really cool about this audience thing inside the advertiser, right? So when you go into the advertising company, advertising thing, they have little micro audiences. So I'm going to draw like little circles here, and these are going to be your little audiences. And I'll show you this again live, how this works. Okay, these are your little audiences, right? That you build up inside of it based on your web page. So these are all your audiences that you have from here, right? Now, what happens is very simple. You're calling an audience to your ad. So let's just pretend this little one right here, this red one here, I'm going to put the X here, is your audience that you have for your pixel code for your website. So this is relating to here, and that is how it gets fed. Now, what you can do is you can actually exclude. So if you build an audience, and you can upload your own audience. So if you have a customer list, an email list, or whatever you're doing, you can actually build an audience of buyers. So let's just pretend that I built a little audience over here of buyers, right? I'm going to make that red. Actually, let's make that a different color so it looks different here. Let's try blue here. So you've built an audience, right? This is your buyers, okay? This is going to be your buyers. So I'll put a B in there for buyers, right? These are the people who bought, they opted in, whatever they made. They took the action based on the ad that you had. Now, what you can do from that little instance is send it to that same ad and say exclude, okay? Exclude. And what Facebook will automatically do is they'll literally exclude these people from that ad to be served. So they'll take the retargeting pixel that visit your website, and they'll exclude the buyers that you uploaded, your buyer list. And again, I'll show you that in a second, so hang tight while we get to that point. And then what happens from there is you send them back to your same website or another page, or we call a bridge page. Bridge page. Okay, sorry about that spelling. So you'll take them to a bridge page over here, which is something that you can do. So let's say, let me take a hypothetical situation. Let's say that they were interested in a watch, right? And I'm using it as e-commerce because I thought it'd be perfect as e-com, or e-commerce is being really talked about a lot. So you take them to a page where they have e-commerce on watches, and they land on your web page. They look at the watch and they say, I'm not sure if I want, I'm not ready. Now you start retargeting them and say, hey, thanks for visiting, checking out the watch. I've got a special deal for you, or come back and get your watch or whatever. And you can take them back to a bridge page that's really literally just about the watch, nothing else. It just depends completely on how you set up your targeting, and that gets a lot more advanced if you want to do it. Now, what's really cool is this is my favorite part about it. The reason why this ROI of retargeting, and this should be a 10x ROI on your money, and this is one of the most mindless types of traffic. You know, you should expect somewhere north of 10x ROI is what I've always seen by using this method. Now, it doesn't mean that it's always going to work like this. It all depends on your product and what you're selling as a service. If your product and service or the traffic you're buying is absolute junk, well, you're not going to run into that, all right? So this is the diagram exactly how it works. So I hope you understood exactly how retargeting works. Now, let's jump into my Facebook account here real quick, and give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. All right, so I pull up my Facebook account. I'm just going to use, we'll use one of my accounts here. We'll use this one, for example, and we'll go ahead and jump into Pixel. Now, I'm jumping into an active Pixel account on purpose so that you guys can see what happens when these pixels are fired. You'll notice here as I'm hovering through, you'll see all my pixels are firing based around it. And all I did was place this little code, right? So I went to here and said view pixel code, and it's this little code here that is getting fired right here. See that right there that I just copied to? that little code will be fired. We got event bases, depending on, this gets a little bit more advanced. I'm just letting you guys know, but it's very, very simple to copy. It's literally copying and pasting and making sure that it's in your head code. And if you don't know how to do it, do not do it yourself. Go outsource it, or there's usually a plugin, or inside of Shopify, there's literally an area you paste that little line of code, or you can even ask them for help. So don't be scared to do this on your own if you are, but just be aware, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get to that little area. But literally, if you place that code on your page, what happens is as soon as you start seeing traffic, and you'll start seeing traffic here of different sites that we have our pixels placed on, you will literally be able to, well, retarget it. Now, what happens is after you do this, what you're going to do is you're going to go over here and hit create audience, and you'll be able to say, all right, create an audience of anyone who visits my website. So whatever that website is, for example, here, Push Connect Notify or Snap Tactics, whatever you want to do, and you're going to go ahead and set up the dates. Usually I like to go, you can go up to 120 days. I usually go about 60 days out. That's really up to you. And they'll even try to grab past traffic for you based on their history of their pixel access they've had. And then you name this the audience, right? Once you're done, you'll hit create, and it'll go ahead and create an audience. So it'll create it, and I'll show you guys where the audience is in just a second here. But also, if you want to create, remember I talked about that customer list? Instead of creating a visit, you go here, and you want to go ahead and, whoops, you actually want to create an audience. So this is pixels, okay? So then you want to jump over here to audiences, and I'll show you this in just a second here as it loads up. All right, so when you're in audiences, you'll notice that there's all these audiences, people who visit your page, and this is where you can go ahead and create an audience based around it too as well. So you go custom audience, and you go, okay, based on website traffic, customer file, app activity, engagement. So there's a lot of options here. For the customer list that you have for the people who bought, you're gonna go to customer file, and you're gonna go ahead and choose, and you're gonna be able to upload your file that you have, a CSV or TXT. You hit upload, save your name, it'll go through a couple little steps, and then it'll go ahead and develop it and create it. So, and then you'll see right here where I have it done here on purpose here on the top one here. Let me see if I can zoom into this real quick. You'll see I have click, oops. You'll see I have click perfect users, and then I'll have click perfect visitors. And though the number is very similar, just because we just started to use this pixel on this page because of a brand new website, it actually is a very different group of people. I took all my existing users because I wanted to create lookalike audiences based on the people who visited. And then of course, I've got my visitors as well to do the same thing as well when it comes down to it. And I start tracking this throughout the process and doing different things. So let's go ahead and jump into one of my accounts so I can show you proof of how this whole thing works, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and pull up into my ad account for Push Connect Notify because I've just ran and released this product recently. So let's go ahead and go to all time here because this ad has only been running for a couple months when it comes down to it. Right? So this, not a couple months, only a couple weeks, I'm sorry, as I say this, right? Let's see, how can I show you guys when it started? Let's see if there's a start date. Yeah, okay, so it started on April 11th, and as I shoot this video, it's April 26th. I'm shooting this video a little bit early because I know it's this week's Wednesday with Jimmy, and it's May probably if you're watching this video, or even later. But I wanted to show you this. Now, this is what's really cool here, okay? I'm gonna show you guys how cool retargeting is, right? So I drove 4,801 clicks, right? I had 20,170 people looked at it. My cost per click was $171. I spent $2,900 and I turned $17,003, okay? $17,003 on a $49 product from $3,000, right? So it's about 6 times ROI, but the number that you're not getting here is the upsells and the upgrade options that are available, which were $100 each. So, you know, our average customer value, so this is where it gets a little funky, where you have to do a little bit of math based on your thing. So I'm gonna snapshot this right now. And I'm gonna pull this up real quick. 1 second here. I'm gonna pull this up on my Paint. I'm gonna show you, explain to you on Paint on this page again to show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm gonna overlay this image that you guys just saw so I can write on top of it. So that's 17,003, right? 17,003 divided by the price that I set. So I had set that my each one is $49, right? So let's go ahead and put that there. So set by $49, right? So if we do that math, where's my handy dandy calculator here, which is aka my iPhone, 1703 divided by 49 is 347 sales at $49, right? It's very simple math, all right? It's $347 at $49. But I know my customer value, an average customer at cart, if they come into the funnel, was $68, okay? I mean, $68 was my average customer funnel. customer value. All right, this is what I call my average customer value. That means with the upgrades, upsells, all that stuff is $68. So I actually have to take that 347 number and multiply that by 68. Okay, so 68 times 347 equals 23,596. Okay, that's the actual number of money that was actually produced using this method. Okay, so then I take that 23,596. Okay, so we took 2904 spent, $23,596 earned. Okay, now this is also not in the biggest scale. This happens in a much bigger scale. But look at that, guys. That basically means for $3,000 is spent, I was able to turn back $23,000 back in sales. Okay, now that's at the lowest scale, and it just started. As I said before, it was April 11th. It's April 26th. It's only been 15 days since I got there. My campaigns usually run on average about 30 days on retargeting before I drop them and move on to the next clean slate of people for the next 30 days. So you're going to be setting that up to do that. But look at that number around here. I mean, the proof is in the pudding when it comes down to it, right? I mean, you guys have heard that term. This is the proof right here in front of you, how powerful this really is to work. I mean, you'll see some other ads that I'm running. I ran a separate retargeting ad here at $1,200 and spent $500 to make $1,200 on a really soft sell. And then I've gotten some failure ads here. Look at this one right here. That's a failure ad right there, right? I stopped it. I didn't make any sales after spending $300. This is trial and error. I drove 600 clicks to my site, and at 46 cents a click, I only made 0. So when I make 0, that means that I didn't do it. So I don't win all the time. I want you guys to know that. And that wasn't retargeting. This was a custom list, just kind of going after my custom audiences. But if you look at the rest of my list here, if you look at the retargeting stuff here, you know, if you look at that 2 little lines there, you spend $2,900 here and $494 there to turn about $18,000 in front end sales. Doing the average math, that's going to be dramatically more, probably about 25, 26 grand based around about $3,500 spent. So that's exactly how easy and powerful, well, retargeting is, and how easy it really is. Remember when I created this right here, that's how easy the idea and process behind it. And literally all I did was take my pixels and place that pixel right on my page. So you guys can see right here all the pixel activity. It's obviously much smaller than my main account, but you'll see that pixel activity here that I was able to create. So let's go ahead and show you how you create that pixel real quick. So if you're on a brand new account, I set this brand new account, you're literally gonna go over here and hit create pixel, and you're gonna go ahead and name that pixel, hit next. You're gonna be asked to, given a pixel that you can use and copy onto your page. Right? It takes a few seconds, and once you get that, you place it on your page. Now, this part will not open up for you until you're ready, until you start getting traffic, right? So I copy that to clipboard, it's automatic. I set up everything else. If I want to go into it, there's a lot of great help. You just hit this learn more button and all that good stuff. And then you can even email it to your web developer, whatever it may be. And that's it. And then once you're done, this is what it's going to look like still, because the code is waiting to be fired. And when that firing starts happening, it's going to look like this. Let me find one of my accounts again that we're going to use. We'll use this one again, and you're going to be able to see this activity start firing. It'll tell you your activity, how many people are visiting your site, the URLs that they're visiting on your site, where the traffic is coming from, the domains that it's coming from, and even the devices that all the traffic is coming from, which is really cool to see. So you see here 605 of my traffic in the last 7 days desktop. I get a heavy desktop traffic because it's a desktop application. So more people are inclined to come into that world that way, right? So that's it, guys. That's how easy Facebook pixel integration and how to do retargeting, how simple retargeting really is, and how it can literally make you 10x ROI over a 30-day period, and making sure you 100% not only capture your visitors, but you take your visitors and you actually make them into real buyers. So there you have it, retargeting made simple. I tried to explain it at the easiest level that I could possibly do to really show you exactly how it works, from where you place your pixels to how those pixels work, how you're supposed to be doing it. Now, this comes back to you guys as you guys continue to watch my videos and leave comments. Tell me what more you want to learn about retargeting, and in a future video, we'll go ahead and do that for you, and I'll go ahead and show you a little bit more about maybe the way I design my ads or whatever it may be. Now, last things last, very simple. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Let me know that you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. Secondly, if you have questions, comments, anything below this video, leave them for me. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. There's a little red button below this video. You can hit that, or right after this video, you'll be able to see a little video where you can click right on the screen. Do whatever. Anyways, with that being said, I'll see you guys next week. I'm actually going to be coming to you live from Cabo on my next video, so I'll see you then. Hey, thanks for watching my video. I'm super excited that I got to share this information with you. Not only do I love helping future entrepreneurs and digital marketers out there, but I love to share my content without charging for it. Let's not forget to make sure that you're subscribing under this video. Go ahead and click on that button, and YouTube will let you know every time I release a brand new video. Again, thanks for watching. I can't wait to share more information with you and more great tips and tricks to improving your online business.